Hey guys. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. We're saying orientation is locked. Rotate device back. What's going on here? Hi, Austin. Any of you guys that are just here now, if you want to hit that like button, feel free to do so. It's never required, but I do appreciate it. Thanks. I don't know why it's saying orientation is locked. Please rotate back. And I got this, and I did my live stream, so I would have to rotate my phone like this. It's saying I need to rotate my phone back, but I'm not gonna do that because Danny hates it when I do my live stream the other way, when I stream vertical and not horizontal. But it's Saturday. You guys know why I'm here. Wrestling Weekend Review. I'm just gonna turn up the brightness on my phone a little bit so you guys can see me a little better. Guys, obviously you guys know why I'm here. And we start out the week. We start out with Monday Night Raw as always. As always, Monday Night Raw always starts out the week. And so starts out the show starts with Randy Orton. He was out there to talk about his upcoming match with Gunther at Clash at the Castle, which is a week from today, 31st of August. So I'm excited about that show. Excuse me, guys. I'm just going to do something for a quick second. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. And I think I saw someone in the live chat. Yes, my flock. Thank you, Sarah, for coming. I really appreciate it. I don't even know why it's saying on my screen right now, orientation is locked. Please rotate device back. I don't know why it's saying that because I made sure it was on horizontal because apparently that's the way Danny likes it when I go live. Whenever he comes on here, if it's vertical, if I got my phone vertical and I'm streaming vertical in like shorts form, he doesn't seem to like it. I don't know why. But hey, thanks for showing up, everybody. Hopefully we'll have a drama-free live stream, but I doubt the trolls will stay away. I'm sure they will make their presence known at some point. Felt at some point, at least. Randy Orton came out, talk about Bastion Berlin. Gunther then interrupts him. This leads to Gunther and Kaiser both attacking Randy Orton. This would then lead to a main event match with Randy Orton versus Ludwig Kaiser. After this, we get an interview from Sheamus, who is backstage getting ready for his match against Pete Dunne, which would be the next match segment. Oh, it's okay, Austin. I didn't know. I don't think it really matters to me. And then the next match, the first matchup of the night was Pete Dunne versus Sheamus. This match went about 10 minutes. Wasn't bad at all. Both guys are really good. Oh no. Oh, that's too bad. Your face hurts, yeah. That I'm sure that doesn't feel good. You're not gonna that's also. I don't know. This match went about 10 minutes. Wasn't a bad match at all. I don't know what they're. I don't really know what the end game to this little feud is. I know that Pete Dunne and Trick Williams are feuding also on NXT, so, and we got Trick Williams and getting himself involved in the main event match of NXT this week, so I'll talk about that when I get to it, when I get to NXT. But hey, we got, after this match, as I said, went about 10 minutes. Sheamus wins clean. So don't know where this goes from here, but who knows. Afterwards, we got Sheamus. After the match, later on in the show, we got Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser exchanging words. They're still sort of looking. Ludwig is still sort of looking to get some of Sheamus after losing a match to Sheamus recently. He still wants another shot at Sheamus. So Sheamus is definitely looking like he's pretty popular right now. He's getting. I don't even know if we need another Sheamus versus Ludwig Kaiser match. But they might book it anyways, considering what they wouldn't just give us a Sheamus Ludwig Kaiser segment with them teasing another match if that's not what they had planned. But I just don't think we need it, because we've already seen it like 3 times. It's not like the matches are bad at all. It's just I don't think we need another match from them. We also, after the Pete Dunne Sheamus match, we got a video package, or at least a message from Damian Priest, from Dominic. Dominic Mysterio wanted a match this week on Monday Night Raw against Damian Priest with no intervention from the Judgment Day. At first I was like, yeah, right, I don't think that's actually gonna happen. I don't think we're actually gonna get a match without at least some interference from Judgment Day, but that's what we got. We got a match with no. Oh, Polly. Well, thank you for coming. I'm guessing you know my flock, so I'm guessing you're a friend of my flock. Yeah, you said that you shared me out earlier, so I figured that's probably who it is, yeah. As soon as Polly came in the live stream, I was like, huh, okay, yeah, I think she must know my flock, because I don't know her. Thank you, my flock, for sharing my stream out. It's currently at 5 likes. Can we get it to 10 likes? Can we get it to 10 likes? And can we get this to maybe 100 views? At least 100. This live stream to at least 100 views, maybe 5 likes, 10 likes at the most. Okay, well, thanks for coming. I appreciate it. Share out if you want to share my live stream out. Feel free to do so. I've got tons of other videos that you can share out as well if you ever feel like you see one that you think a lot of people might be interested in, just share it out. I got a couple of, oh man, I had a movie review video that I was going to make today, and I forgot to do it. But I don't know when I'm gonna do it then, because I think I could just do it. I feel like I can just do them here at the library and just get them over with here, but I don't know. Maybe I'll see what I'll see what I got planned this week, and maybe one day this week I'll just do it. Because I've got another one I got planned for next week, next Saturday. Usually I'm drinking either Propel berry flavored or the mixed berry Powerade, but today I didn't have either of those, so I just went ahead and just brought me a water bottle. Just a simple water bottle, Deer Park. I mean, you gotta drink water anyways. But on with the show. This show we got American Made were backstage. Chad Gable was, hey, I drink water at least. This is mainly what I drink out of nowadays when it comes to water. I have like a cup that I use sometimes for water that I use to drink stuff out of, but I also drink out of this most of the time. And I usually will go through at least 3. I usually will fill it up to the top, and I'll usually use it at least 3 times. At least 3 times I go through this, at least 3 times a day. Hey, thanks. I appreciate it. I do appreciate it. We got American Made Bay where Chad Gable was proud of his newest member, Ivy Nile, attacking Maxxine Dupri last week. Last week, American Made had a tornado tag match with the Alpha Academy of Brute Julius and Brutus Creed versus Otis and Akira Tozawa. That match had the American Made won the match after Ivy Nile distracted Alpha Academy by attacking Maxxine Dupri and thus turning heel basically. This week on Monday Night Raw, she had a match against Maxxine. This went about 3 minutes. It was a squash match. Maxxine got some moves in, but it wasn't nearly enough. And Ivy Nile wins via submission. And Maroney, hey, if you wanna share this live stream out to the Bloodline chat on Messenger, feel free to do so. If you want to share this live stream out to the Bloodline group chat on Messenger, feel free to do so. I'm trying to get at least 10 likes on this live stream. It's possible. I know it's possible. I mean, you could. I mean, technically you're not really officially part of the Bloodline, but you're friends. But we're all friends. Basically, you're friends with Maroney and the others, so I guess I can just... There you go, Maroney. Doing a good job. Because I know I've got at least like 2 or 3 other people in that group chat. So, I figure, hey, if they want to join, they can feel free to do so. I know not everybody can come onto my live streams because either they've got stuff they got to do, or they're just busy. But hey, it's okay. I appreciate the people that are able to come on. Hell, I even appreciate the trolls because they give me views, even though they don't stay very long. American Made this match, Ivy Nile, Maxxine Dupri went about 3 minutes squash match. Ivy wins via submission. After the match, we got a visit from the Wyatt Six. Apparently, they are targeting Ivy Nile now because she's joined up with American Made and Chad Gable. This will no doubt lead to a match between Nikki Cross and Ivy Nile. This is going to be it's going to be a good match. I don't know if they're going to have Ivy Nile win that match, but this is definitely what it's setting up for. I had a feeling Ivy Nile was going to join up with Chad Gable and the Creed Brothers eventually, and then once that happened, I felt like eventually they're going to have Nikki Cross wrestle. They have to. So this is a good match for her to sort of get reintroduced as, I guess you could say, Abby the Witch. I'm still waiting to see. I'm still waiting to see if they have Alexa Bliss come into this storyline somehow, because she has a connection with Bray Wyatt, mainly mainly because she was with Bray Wyatt for the majority of the summer of 20 for the majority of late summer 2020 into 2021, and then before she betrayed him, basically. Yeah, I do agree, Maroni. I do agree. She is going to retain. I don't think there's any way Michin wins. So, I mean, I think it's gonna. I think Tiffany Stratton is going to cash in on Nia. I think it's gonna happen. They've already they've already made it pretty clear that celebration that Nia Jax had, where she demanded everybody bow down to her, including Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton looked a little shocked, as if like, what? Why do I have to bow down to you? I thought we're friends. But apparently in Naya's kingdom, even her friends have to bow to her, and I seriously doubt Tiffany Stratton's Gonna actually do that. Tiffany Stratton looks out for herself only. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting between Wyatt Six and American Made. Looks like this feud's not over, and I'm excited. We got Rhea Ripley. Oh, okay. Hey, I guess that's a second channel for you. I guess that's a second channel for you. Oh, thanks. I appreciate the likes. Appreciate the likes. Appreciate the people that are here. There's at least 3 people here as far as who's in the chat, live chat. Like, because I can know there's like Maroni, Austin, and then you, my flock, and then you, Sarah. So, hey, thanks. Thanks, Maroni. Thanks for liking. We got Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest. Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest. After this segment we got a message from Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest. They talked about their upcoming match at Bash in Berlin. They will take on Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio in a mixed tag team match. I don't know if they're going to have Rhea and Damian win, although it could happen. I mean, it could happen, but I feel like if they're gonna give us, I think they're gonna give us a rematch. They're giving us a rematch between Liv and Dom. Oh, okay. Thanks, Queen Mary. I appreciate it. Just one like away from 10, and I'm hoping, and that 10th like will more than likely be Danny once he comes. If he comes, he's almost always here, at least once. He's always here, even if it's just for a few minutes. He's always here. I appreciate it. And I do appreciate it, Queen Mary. He's funny too. He likes to make fun of me a lot, but I don't mind because I know he's just joking around. We got We also got Braun Breaker. He was backstage. If we're gonna, just before I get to Braun Breaker, if we're gonna get a second match between Rhea and Liv, I think they're gonna do it at Bad Blood. I feel like that's where they're going with this feud potentially. Is a second match between the two at Bad Blood. Maybe Rhea actually wins back the title from Liv. I don't know. Could happen. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens after Bash in Berlin, obviously. Yes, thank you. Hey, Austin. Aaron. If you want to hit that like button, feel free to do so. I'm trying to get at least 10 likes on this live stream. Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm a nice guy like that. We got Braun Breaker was backstage. He was interviewed by, I think, Kathy Kelly. He made an important announcement next week on Monday Night Raw. A tournament will start to crown a new #1 contender for his Intercontinental Championship. I don't know who will be involved in this match. I don't know who will be involved in this match, in this tournament. But later on in the show, Jey Uso was backstage being interviewed, and he made it clear that he wants to be in that tournament. So it's likely we are going to get at least him, and I don't know who else is going to be in it, but can't wait to see who all is involved in this match. We also got Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston backstage. They were getting ready for their 6-man tag team match later on in the night against the Final Testament with Odyssey Jones. Xavier Woods recently has been a little not so happy about Kofi Kingston bringing in Odyssey Jones. But obviously, I think what's going on here, and he's also worried that Kofi Kingston might be trying to replace Big E with Odyssey Jones. That's obviously not the case. It's just a situation where Kofi knew that the New Day needed help against the Final Testament. He was at the Performance Center rehabbing. Odyssey Jones was apparently there with him, and he figured, hey, this guy could probably help us out, then why not give him a chance? And that's what's happening here. And so far, he has been great since being involved in this storyline with the New Day and Final Testament. He's had a great showing so far, and I'm excited to see him continue on Monday Night Raw. Yeah, I know. He was one of my favorites as well. He was very creative. For those who don't know, Bray Wyatt was a wrestler for WWE. He died last year. I can't remember why, but he was very creative. He had a big mind he was very creative and came up with this really creepy character called the Fiend. You wouldn't want to run into him, obviously. Yeah, I know, Maroney. I saw it. Oh yeah, I can't make you a manager mod yet because you are still okay. I couldn't make you a manager mod until I unmodded you and then modded you back. Now you're a manager mod. I do trust you. I do trust you. I trust you, and I trust Danny. Those are the two main people that I trust on this channel. To get rid of the trolls. I mean, usually Nate's here, and usually Nate's the one that's timing out the trolls and stuff. And then Danny's usually the one that is checking the channels out to see if they're I'm not giving manager mods to everybody, just a few people. Yeah. Miz, I don't know where Danny is. He usually is on my live streams by now, but hey, if he does come, that's okay. If he doesn't, then that's okay. Yeah. And also, like I've said before about just modding people in general. Oh, I trust you and Aaron to be mods, but I'm not gonna just give out manager mods or even standard mods to just anybody. Because with the problems I've had with trolls in the past, I'm just taking it slow. Hey, Danny, my flock was just asking if you were gonna show up. My flock was just Sarah was just asking, where's Dan? Yeah. Well. Well, hey. Thanks for showing up. We got Miz was back. He was backstage. Okay. Well, hopefully it's not about me. We got Miz backstage with Adam Pearce. He was to have a one-on-one match with Bronson Reed, who has been on a tear as of late. He has flattened both Big E. He has flattened both Seth Rollins and R-Truth in recent weeks. And so Adam Pearce asked Miz why he would ask for a match against Bronson Reed. Miz basically just said, I don't know why. But I don't have very many friends, which, for those who maybe don't know, Miz, up until about late last year, was a heel for the majority of his time in WWE. In fact, all of his entire run in WWE from 2007 all the way up to I guess you could say August, September of 2023. He's been a heel for almost all of that. And he's only recently has he turned babyface. And so him referencing and him saying that he doesn't have very many friends in WWE is sort of a reference to his heel turn, where he basically just was almost mean to everybody. But it is what it is. But he is grateful for the friends he does have, meaning R-Truth, and he was just basically just fighting for his best friend who got attacked last week by Bronson Reed. This was a no disqualification match. This match went about 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Bronson Reed won via a tsunami off the top rope. Now, unlike the last 2 weeks, Bronson Reed was not able to get the 6 tsunamis on Miz because he was going to, and then out came Braun Strowman, who's been, who for some reason has been away for undisclosed amount of time, for whatever reason, he came back, I guess, to help out Miz later after the show on Raw Talk, or after the show, we had Miz and Braun Strowman backstage. Miz thanked Braun for the assist, and Braun revealed that R-Truth called him to lend an assist to the Miz. So yeah, Danny, I had a video planned for today, and I'm not going to be able to do it. I mean, maybe I can still do it, I don't know, but I was going to do it here at the library and then upload it to my YouTube channel as a premiere, like I've been doing, like tomorrow, but I'm not going to be able to do it this week. Maybe not this week, I don't know. Well, that's great, Marnie. That's great. You just might break Roman's record. Who knows? You just might break Roman's record. But yeah, we got the New Day and Odyssey Jones versus the Final Testament. This match went about 8 minutes or so. New Day and Odyssey Jones looked good. Final Testament looked good. In this match, the New Day and Odyssey Jones did win. After the match, though, we did get a backstage moment with Karrion Kross and his wife Scarlett, where he was thinking of new things that he could do to the New Day, until his wife decided, you know what, maybe you should just leave the New Day alone now, because now you've already planted the seeds, and now all you have to do is just watch the New Day rot. Basically, he's planted the seeds of deception in Xavier's mind, and his wife is just telling him, just watch it all play out. And who knows, maybe we eventually will get the split between the New Day. I don't know if it's happening. I don't know if it's going to happen, but they clearly didn't do it here, didn't do the turn here. We got later we also got Damian Priest versus Dominic Mysterio. Dominic wanted this match with Damian Priest with apparently no intervention from the Judgment Day, which I thought was stupid, because I thought the Judgment Day were actually going to get involved, and they didn't, though. So this makes a little change of pace. Dominic lost this. Damian Priest won this match in about 4 minutes 30 seconds. A bit of a squash match. Afterwards, the Judgment Day did come out to attack Damian Priest. Actually, no, Damian Priest. And then Rhea Ripley came out to attack Dominic. Liv came at Rhea with a steel chair. This allowed the Judgment Day to get involved, and yep, hit that thumbs up. Now that we made it to 10 likes, can we make it to 15? Can we make it to 15 likes now that we've gotten it up to 10? Might be impossible, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, this mixed tag match with Damian Priest and Rhea versus Dominic and Liv should be good. Should be a good match. We got a triple threat match for the women's tag team titles for the first time, for maybe only the second time since Alba Fire and Isla Dawn have won the titles. They defended it this week against Damage Control and the new group of Sonya Deville, Shayna Baszler, and Zoe Stark, called the Pure Fusion Collective. This name, I don't know what the name is, but it doesn't make even the least bit of sense. They could have come up with something a lot better for this name for this name. But this match went about 11 minutes, and it wasn't that bad of a match. Tag team, all the women involved in this tag team match are great. It's just that the booking of all of these teams have been sort of hit and miss. But it was Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler of the Pure Fusion Collective that were in the match. So when Sonya Deville was at ringside. But this is a triple threat match, so there are no disqualifications or countouts. But Alba Fire and Isla Dawn were able to successfully defend their titles in what was a really good match. And that is what it is. The main event was Randy Orton versus Ludwig Kaiser. This match went about 13 minutes. Randy Orton won via the RKO out of nowhere, like he always does. After the match, though, Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser would again attack Randy Orton, and that's how the show ended. Gunther standing strong. I think Randy Orton is definitely not winning the title from Gunther. He is going to lose, and Gunther will be holding that title for at least until WrestleMania 41. I do believe that to be happening. That was Monday Night Raw. If I had to rate Monday Night Raw, it was a very good show. As it's been the last couple of weeks, it's been really good the last couple of weeks. If I had to rate it this week, I'd rate it a 7 out of 10. Maybe not as well. Now AEW, I'm not gonna lie, Danny. Apparently, from what I have heard, AEW this week was a great show. We got at least 3 great segments, and that involved matches on the card. Mercedes Moné, Britt Baker, they opened the show with a segment with a contract signing. MJF and Will Ospreay had a great segment, and apparently Bryan Danielson and Swerve Strickland had a great main event promo segment. So but I will talk about an AEW Dynamite later. Right now, we're getting into NXT. So NXT this week there were 2 main matches today on this week's NXT that were of importance. The first of them being the women's gauntlet match. Yeah, I know. They got some other things. I mean, they got Christian Cage, who is the best. I mean, look, MJF may be their best heel, but I'm just saying, Christian Cage he may be a very close second. His gimmick of like getting under people's skin by referencing their dead fathers, it's like, yes, it may seem like he uses it a bit too much, but it's always good. Yeah. Hart. Who are you talking about exactly? Oh, Julia Hart. Yeah, I like her. She's good. I don't know when she's coming back though, but I like her. I think she's I think when she joined the House of Black, I think that was the best thing for her. Because before, if I'm not mistaken, she had this cheerleader gimmick alongside Griff Garrison and Brian Pillman Jr. before he jumped ship over to WWE. So, but yeah, and Jamie Hayter is another female that I kind of do like, and she's also been injured for a while, at least more than a year, and I'm hoping she gets to come back Hopefully, maybe she comes back at All In because it's in Wembley. She's from England, much like Mariah May and even like Saraya. But maybe she comes back at All In, which is tomorrow. Tomorrow is AEW's All In pay-per-view live from Wembley Stadium. And as of now, I can confirm that Ricochet, who left WWE about 2 months ago, maybe 2 months ago, maybe, he is now signed with All Elite, and I'm guessing he's going to debut at All In, and it could be, and the most likely match I could see him, and the most likely place I could see him debut is in the Casino Gauntlet match that they've got going on the show. That's for a world title shot. So I could see him debuting in that match, but let's get on with NXT. NXT had two matches really that were of any importance at all, and that was the women's gauntlet match, which was to determine the number one contender for Roxanne Perez's NXT Championship women's title at No Mercy, which will be, I'm guessing, next month, and maybe early next month. This match went about 14 minutes, and Jada Parker won the match, so she will be the person facing off against Roxanne Perez at No Mercy. Still sort of waiting for the two new signings to show up, Stephanie Vaquer and Julia, but I'm guessing they might just be waiting until NXT moves over to CW in order for that to oh no. They may be waiting for the NXT to move over to the CW before they actually have Julia and Stephanie Vaquer debut, but I've been saying this for a while now. As far as who I think eventually does dethrone Roxanne Perez, I think it is Julia who does it. Thanks, Sarah. But before the show even happened, we got apparently earlier on in the day, Izzy Dane attacked Carmen Petrovich in the parking lot. Carmen Petrovich was one of the women scheduled to compete in the women's gauntlet match. But after the attack, she was deemed not eligible to compete due to the attack. So, and then later on in the show, we got Ava Raine was backstage. Izzy Dane came to her looking to be put in the match, but Ava Raine said, "No, I'm not going to put you in the match. Brynlee Reese is going to be replacing Carmen." We got a video package for Chase U, a sort of recap of the previous week, of last week, when they won the tag team titles from Axiom and Nathan Frazier. This week, we had a celebration for Chase U, which was the opening segment, with Chase U celebrating their win from last week. Axiom and Nathan Frazier did interrupt the proceedings. They said that they want a rematch for the titles. And that's prime, I'm guessing. And so Chase U decided, I guess Andre Chase and Ridge Holland, who are the champions, decided if you want a rematch, then I guess you should go up against Duke Hudson and Riley Osborne first. If you beat them, then we'll give you a rematch. So that match lasted about 6 minutes. Axiom and Nathan Frazier did win the match, so they get a rematch for the titles, and it will be at No Mercy. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, we got Wesley. We got a Wesley interview. He was interviewed before his match, main event match, which would be against Pete Dunne and Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry, though, interrupts this and just tells Wesley, I'm going to be the one to beat both you and Pete Dunne in the main event and go on to face Ethan Page at No Mercy. We got a video package for apparently what apparently is a new group, a female group in NXT. We got Fallon Henley, Jasmine Nix, and JC Jane have been a group for a while now. They've been a group for a while now, but now we have the new name of the group, and it's called Fatal Influence. I mean, it's better than Pure Fusion Collective, but still, they could have put some thought into it. We got Javon. We had a backstage segment with Javon Evans and Gallus. I'm guessing this is leading to a match with Javon. I'm guessing this is leading to a feud. whatever. We got some matches. We also got some matches that were squash matches. We got Ashante the Adonis versus some guy named Dion Lennox. I'm not sure who he is. I'm not sure who this guy is. Didn't really care. He went about 4 or 5 minutes. Wasn't much. Dion Lennox actually does win the match, which is weird, which is surprising. Oh, Swerve. Hey, Swerve Show. Thanks for showing up, man. I appreciate it. We also got Hank. We got Hank Walker and Tank Ledger versus the OC of Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. This match went about 5 minutes, and in a surprise that I didn't see coming, Hank and Tank actually won the match. Surprising. It was a surprise for sure. We also got Wendy Chu versus Lola Vice. Wendy Chu will be going after Kalani Jordan's Women's North American Championship when this match happens. I'm not quite sure. Maybe they do it at No Mercy. Who knows? Thank you guys. 13 likes. Let's get it to 15. Come on, guys. We can do it. I know we can. This match went about 9 minutes. Kalani Jordan at one point distracts. Kalani Jordan distracts the referee, which is, I'm guessing, not her intentions. This leads to Wendy Chu taking her pillow that she brings out to ringside with her and hits Lola Vice in the back of the head with it. I don't know what's inside that pillow, but it's bricks or something. But it knocked Lola out cold, and then Wendy was able to get the 3 count on Lola for the win. As I said, we had the women's gauntlet match as well. This was between 6 superstars. Gauntlet eliminator match. So Ruka was the person that I thought was going to win the match. We got a bunch of women in here that I didn't know who they were, like Kendall Gray, Brynlee Reese, Ren Sinclair, Jada Parker, So Ruka. No, I think this was 5 or 6 women in this match. But I thought So Ruka might be the one to get the win. But they let Jada Parker win. So I'm okay with that. Should be an okay match. We'll see what happens. Also, the main event was probably the most important part of the show. A triple threat match to determine the number 1 contender for Ethan Page and his NXT title. This was Joe Hendry versus Pete Dunne versus Wesley. I did not think Wesley had a shot to win. I didn't think Pete Dunne had a chance to win, which only left Joe Hendry. Okay, Danny. Whenever you're able to come back, feel free to. At one point though, the referee, the original referee for the match, was taken out. And then a second referee tried to get into the match, but Ethan Page, who was sitting at ringside, got up from his chair and was like, no, don't get it back in the match. I don't want you to get in there. I'm more than guessing, he did not want Ethan Page to win the match. But then Pete Dunne goes and hits his finishing move, the bitter end, on Joe Hendry. Doesn't even get a chance to go for the cover because out of nowhere comes Trick Williams with the trick knee. This allows Joe Hendry, and then Trick Williams revives the original referee, gets him in the ring. This allows Joe Hendry to get the pinfall, and Ethan Page tries to scramble into the ring to potentially break up the pinfall attempt, but it is in vain. Joe Hendry does win, and he will go and challenge Ethan Page for the NXT Championship at No Mercy. Should be a really good match. Now, whether or not Joe Hendry actually wins the match, that's going to be up for debate. I know as of right now he is feuding with Joe Hendry, so it would not surprise me a bit if they decided to do that, if they decided to have Josh Alexander come out and cost Joe Hendry the win, because apparently, from what I've learned, Josh Alexander and Ethan Page were once a tag team. They were a tag team at one point in their careers. I can't remember I don't even know what their name of their tag team was, but they know each other. They're good friends. They know each other. So wouldn't surprise me a bit if we got that and if it happens. But that was it. That was NXT. If I had to rate NXT this week, 7 out of 10. It was a pretty good show. Wasn't like it was anything special, but it was good. It was good. And now it's time for AEW Dynamite. They were in Cardiff, Wales for this show. We got several backstage segments, the conglomeration of, I guess, Kyle O'Reilly, Mark Briscoe, Orange Cassidy, and Tomohiro Ishii. They were talking up the match that they would be a part of, the Casino Gauntlet match, and they talked up their match tonight on Collision before All In. So I don't know. I'm a fan of Mark Briscoe, but I just don't know, that southern accent of his just like makes me want to laugh a little bit, and I don't know if that's like being mean or anything, but it makes me want to laugh a little bit. His like southern accent. We also got Hangman Adam Page backstage. He also, I guess, is going to be in the Casino Gauntlet match. He wants a shot at the AEW Championship. He wants to take the world title from Swerve Strickland. I'm guessing if he is involved in the Casino Gauntlet match and he doesn't win, then I've been saying this ever since Bryan Danielson beat Hangman Adam Page in the finals of the Owen Hart tournament. If AEW is doing what I think they're going to do, then I would not be mad at it, because it would make sense. what I thought was going to happen was they were going to give us Hangman versus Swerve Part 4 at All In for the title, but this match between Danielson and Swerve will be just as good. But what I do believe is going to happen is they're going to have Hangman screw Swerve out of the title, which will allow Danielson to win. That's obviously that might not happen, but it's the only thing that I feel like makes the most sense. Because if they're not going to give us Hangman versus Swerve Part 4, this is the next best thing. Hangman is still livid and is still very much enraged and mad that Swerve is the champion after all the work he did to try to keep Swerve from getting his hands on that title. And it's his fault. He got suspended for putting his hands on a referee, and so it's his fault. And now he still is obsessed with Swerve Strickland, all because of Swerve Strickland invading his home and threatening his family. Invading his home. That's all this is about. That's all it's been about. But hey, it is what it is. We got Mercedes Moné and Britt Baker. They opened up the show with a contract signing. This match will be for the TBS Championship, not the New Japan Women's Open Strong title that Mercedes Moné also has. It's just for the TBS title. This was by far the best that they've done to build up this feud. Because the last couple of weeks, all they've done is just the same thing, just a whole bunch of run-ins and stuff. But they haven't really been building up this match very good. But this week they actually did, and it was a great opening segment. Britt Baker even made reference to the 4 horsewomen when she said to Mercedes, "You used to be one of 4. I've always been one of 1. Obviously, one of 4, that means meaning the 4 horsewomen, her, Bayley, Charlotte, and Becky." I thought that was a nice little jab. And she was always, and it's also very appropriate that Sasha Banks was always like playing second fiddle to Charlotte and even Becky and Bayley at times. So that was a very nice little jab. We also got Saraya versus Toni Storm. This match for the AEW Women's title, this match came about because of a segment from Rampage last week in which Saraya and Carly Cameron were in the ring. Saraya was more than upset about not being on All In this year after winning the women's title at All In last year. Toni Storm came out. She wanted to give Saraya a gift in the form of an AEW Women's title shot in Cardiff on AEW Dynamite this week. The match, it was not good, but it wasn't like it was terrible. There was that moment near the beginning of the match where Toni Storm was like doing a whole slew of like just wrestling holds and moves and stuff. And apparently Tony Schiavone, Excalibur, I think it was referenced it like a World of Sports from like the late 80s or something. It was some like World of Sports wrestling holds and stuff that was popular in the UK in like the 1980s. I don't know, but the match wasn't very good. That was the only part of the show that wasn't really very good, was this match. Toni Storm did win the match. And also, if I'm not thinking, there were a couple of botches. Went about 10 minutes, and it was okay for what it was. But it wasn't like it was anything special. It clearly wasn't. We also got Chris Jericho versus one of AEW's newest signings, Tommy Billington, Dynamite Kid Tommy Billington, who if Dynamite Kid sounds familiar, it's because he is a nephew of Dynamite Kid, the original Dynamite Kid, who along with the British Bulldog were WWE World Tag Team Champions at one point. So it is what it is. That was, I think that's great that I guess then Dynamite Kid's nephew is now wrestling and is now in AEW. Don't know if they really need him because they already have a bloated roster of talent that they're not, some of which they're not even using. I could name at least 10 wrestlers right now that are not being used in AEW either at all or are being used very little. This match also went about 10 minutes. Chris Jericho won the match. Chris Jericho, after the match, made some comments about Hook. Hook came out, and this led to the Learning Tree, all members of the Learning Tree ganging up on Hook. Hook is going to have a match tonight on Collision against Big Bill. I have no idea how he's going to fare in that match, but he might win, he might lose, who knows. But hey, it is what it is. We also got MJF Will Ospreay segment. This segment was probably one of the best segments of the entire show. One of the best things about AEW this week. They talked about their upcoming match, and MJF made it slip that yes, he was at one point the fan favorite. The fans loved him, and then Will Ospreay came around and screwed everything up for him. So basically, what MJF revealed in those with those few words was basically, I'm jealous. Will, I'm jealous. I'm jealous of you because you took the fans away from me. The fans loved me, and then you came in and then they were like, oh, let's forget about MJF. Let's cheer for Will Ospreay now. And he obviously had pissed him off, because now AEW fans had a new favorite guy to cheer, and it wasn't MJF. And so that's probably why he turned heel. He was jealous of the success that Will Ospreay was having, was jealous that the fans were now cheering for Will and not him. And hey, it's been done before, but MJF I think is a much better heel than he is a face. Even though his face run was actually not bad, he's one of the best talkers in AEW. Well, hello, Moxley. I'm surprised it took you this long to get here. I'm surprised it took you this long just to get here, but hey, bye. Yeah. Oh, and you call me a stalker. Yeah, you can't seem to keep yourself from coming on to my live streams under your fake accounts. Yeah. Yeah. I'm the stalker. Not. We also got Claudio Castagnoli. I'm not going to even pronounce his last name right. I don't think I'll ever be able to pronounce his last name right. I'll just say Cesaro, formerly Cesaro of WWE. He faced off against Kazuchika Okada for the Continental Championship. This match had a 20-minute time limit. Had a time limit of 20 minutes. This went the whole 20 minutes. It was great. It was a great match, but it went the whole 20 minutes. The fans, the Elite came out after this match. Well, mainly because they had a match right after this with Jack Perry versus FTR and Darby Allin, but they asked the fans, do you want to see these two go one more time? I mean, they jokingly said, I want to see these two go 5 more minutes. Do you all want to see these people go 5 more minutes? And then, and then they say, and then Matthew Jackson just said, no, not gonna happen. The match clearly states the match. Kazuchika Okada signed up for a 20-minute match. And that's, I guess, and I think that is the rule of the Continental Championship, is that the match can only last 20 minutes, no more than that. And so basically they just then FTR and Darby Allin came out after the Elite tried to forcibly remove Claudio from the ring, which I'm not sure that was going to work out for them. But now we got FTR versus and Darby Allin versus the Elite. This match went about 12 minutes. Wasn't anything too special, but it was a nice little trios match. And the Acclaimed also came out there after the match to attack both Elite and FTR. That match I'm sure will be good, but I'm worried that as of recently, within the last year or so, I feel like they've only used the Elite, FTR, and the Acclaimed in tag team matches. Aww. Bye, Moxley. Bye, Mox. Bye. We also got the main event segment, which was between Bryan Danielson and Swerve Strickland. They also had a segment in the main event talking about their match at All In tomorrow, which will be a title versus career match. Swerve Strickland defending his AEW championship against Bryan Danielson. He's 17 years old. 17 years old from Australia, yet has the mouth of a trucker, which is weird. I'm surprised his parents even allow him to say such garbage to people. Literally. He says language that most people only say when they're on the road and they're behind someone that's going super slow, and all you want to do is just blurt out all the profanity you can think of. And that's exactly what this guy does. This kid says all of these words. I'm like, how does his parents even allow him to say any of that stuff? But let's forget about him. He's not why I'm here. He just comes by every now and then to troll me, and he gets gotten every single time. This was a great main event segment between Bryan Danielson and Swerve Strickland. They each got in a few words. Swerve Strickland made it personal, as he always does when he talked about he referenced Bryan Danielson's daughter and how Bryan Danielson wants to keep his promise to her about retiring from full-time wrestling and being home. So, and basically, yeah, that's how it ended, with Bryan Danielson getting the last word in on Swerve. This was a great Dynamite, not gonna lie. So if I had to rate AEW Dynamite this week, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. Last week wasn't even that good. It was like a 5.5. But this week was an 8 out of 10. It was very good. If it hadn't been for the Saraya Toni Storm match being borderline bad, then I would have given it maybe 8.5, because it was so good. Most of the segments we got between Mercedes Moné, Britt Baker, MJF, Will Ospreay, Bryan Danielson, Swerve Strickland, they were all great. But MJF Will Ospreay segment was the best one out of the three, even though they were all great. Like, it's hard to decide. Now on to SmackDown, which was a good show, but it wasn't like it was anything as good as the other three that I've talked about today. We got the Grayson Waller Effect opening the show. His guest was Cody Rhodes. They talked about Cody Rhodes giving what? Danny, why did you do that to Sarah? Delete her message. Oh. Yeah, I know. But hey, he is what he is. He is what he is. Apparently, I mean, look, Danny, I'm going to tell you this right now. He says I'm a stalker, that I can't go 1 minute without going over to his channel and looking at what he's saying about me. Yet for some reason, he can't seem to do the same thing. He can't seem to stay away from my channel either. Yeah. Pot calling the kettle black. What a hypocrite. Or as Tweety would say, ooh, what a hypocrite. Yeah. Like, he's allowed to stalk my channel, but I'm not allowed to do the same thing. Yeah. Get over it. Get over yourself. You have probably maybe 5 friends, and that's about it. But yeah, Grayson Waller segment opening SmackDown. They talked about Cody Rhodes defending his title against his friend Kevin Owens at Bash in Berlin, which will be next week, a week from today. And he talked about Kevin Owens turning on his friends, and they actually did show a video package of Kevin Owens' repeated betrayals of his friends. And to my surprise, they even showed the Festival of Friends segment between him and Chris Jericho, which I was shocked. Like, wow, this is only the second time they've used footage of Chris Jericho since he left WWE. The first time was for John Cena's 20th anniversary special. I guess Chris Jericho had pre-recorded a video message for John, just obviously sharing his praise for John Cena on 20 years. And so I was shocked that they showed Chris Jericho on WWE television. But I'm guessing that's Triple H's policy, that no matter that now, even if you're no longer with the company, we'll still reference you. Because obviously Brock Lesnar has been referenced a ton since he, quote unquote, became persona non grata, or became a liability for WWE. But that doesn't mean he's coming back anytime soon. But they still reference his name. And I thought that was pretty neat that they did that. Then Kevin Owens comes out. This leads to Kevin Owens winning a tag team match in the main event with him and Cody Rhodes versus Grayson Waller, Austin Theory. Match is made official, and it is what it is. We also got LA Knight in his first official title defense as U.S. champion, defending against Santos Escobar. The match at first didn't get underway because Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza attacked LA Knight. Eventually, they were sent to the back. Elektra Lopez at one point even tries to get involved, but then she is sent to the back. This left Santos Escobar with nobody to help him, and he would eventually lose via the BFT. This match went about 9 minutes, and it was actually a very decent title match. Nope, he does not. Oh, and Danny, I don't know if you're still here, but what did you think? I know you probably have, maybe you have an opinion, maybe you don't, but what do you think of Hulk Hogan's comments? The comments that have gotten Hulk Hogan in hot water again. It's like seems like he always seems to get himself in hot water when it comes to racist comments, but recently he apparently made some comments about wanting to body slam Kamala Harris and also questioning her ethnicity and is she really Indian or from India or I'm like, dude, and also he claimed that it was the beer talking, not his official, not his own words, that was just the beer talking. Oh, come on. Thanks. I appreciate it. But beer or no beer, you should never say something like that. Obviously, he shouldn't have said that. Now, some people will tell you that it was entertaining or that they enjoyed it and that they enjoyed seeing Hulk Hogan verbally attack Kamala Harris like this, but yeah, no, not okay. Not okay in my mind. We got Nia Jax. We got a video package for Michin next week. Next week on SmackDown, she will go up again one-on-one against, which will be in Berlin, by the way, in Berlin, the same city that's going to be hosting Bash in Berlin. SmackDown next week will be live from Berlin. Oh, Danny. If anybody is ever allowed to make fun of me on my channel, it's you. You're the only person I allow. Because I know you're joking and I know you're just making fun. Basically, I'm guessing this is your job. Well, Danny will probably tell you firsthand that he knows how that feels, to be drunk and high. Oh God, But yeah, next week live from Berlin, in Berlin. SmackDown will be live next week in Berlin. Michin will go one-on-one against Nia Jax in a street fight for the women's title. I do expect Nia Jax to win. Whether Tiffany Stratton cashes in on Nia Jax, I don't know, but I do feel like they're leading to that. That's what they're leading towards, and it's going to happen. But hey, it is what it is. We also got a Bloodline message about Roman Reigns. How Reigns needs to acknowledge Solo Sikoa and whatnot. Was what it was. Effective, good mess. It was a good little video message for Roman Reigns. It was good. We also got a Carmelo Hayes promo. He was at, I guess they were filming him at his barber shop. But then it was rudely interrupted by Andrade. I'm guessing we're getting a fourth match out of these two. And the first three matches were all great matches, really good matches. So I'm guessing we're getting a third one out of this. 14. Thank you. Goodness, if we could get this to 15 before this stream ends, I would be so grateful and so happy. But yeah. We also got a backstage segment with Nia Jax. Chelsea Green was, I guess, talking behind Nia's back to her friend Piper Niven about the celebration segment last week, which went completely off the rails. And Chelsea said that if she'd been out there, she would not have let Nia Jax. That if Piper had been out there, Michin wouldn't have even had a chance to get involved and ruin everything. It was a nice little segment. And Nia Jax looks great since coming back. Has looked great since coming back. No apparent injuries that she's caused. No complaints that she's injured anybody. So I think that's a good sign. That's a good sign that she hasn't injured anybody yet. We got DIY were also backstage. They had a message for the Bloodline, the tag team champions. They want a rematch for the titles. I'm guessing after their attack on the Bloodline, following the Bloodline's title defense, that's exactly what they're doing. They're setting up, maybe. And we got the Bloodline versus the Street Profits. This went about 10 minutes, 10, 11 minutes for the tag titles. It was what it was. A good title match. Afterwards, though, the Bloodline are attacked by DIY. And this may be what they're setting up. I'm not sure what this is. I've been thinking about it ever since last night. If what we saw last night was them telling us, hey, we're going to give DIY a rematch for the titles. If DIY do eventually get a rematch for the titles, what I could see happening, because before the match, we got Jacob Solo Sikoa telling Jacob Fatu give his half of the tag team titles to Tonga Loa, which I'm guessing is their way of protecting Jacob Fatu from worse injuries, because he's already injured and he's got a boot on, so he's probably... Hey, thanks for the likes. 14 likes already. Let's get it to 15. Please, 15. I would love it so much. But yeah, this could be their way of protecting Jacob Fatu from getting even more injured in a match. And Solo Sikoa has promoted him basically to personal enforcer, or in this case, or in English terms, bodyguard, basically. Basically, that's just a fancy way of saying bodyguard. Basically, what Solo was to Roman Reigns is now what Jacob Fatu is to Solo Sikoa. Because Solo Sikoa was the enforcer before, when he was with Roman Reigns. And so it's basically the same thing. And what they could be doing is because with Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga as the champions now, basically, they're basically using the Freebird rule, which is where if there's a group of multiple superstars, it's like consisting of like 3 guys in a group, and 2 of them happen to be like, there's the New Day would use this a lot when they were the tag team champions. When they were tag champions, they would always use the Freebird rule of like 2 superstars in that group can defend the titles, even if the other guy happens to be the tag team champions. And that may be what they're doing here. And also, if this does lead to a rematch between the Bloodline and DIY, I could see DIY winning back the titles via interference from the OG Bloodline. That being Roman Reigns, Jimmy, Jey Uso, whoever decides to show up, I could see that happening. And then DIY win the titles back. And this time they go on an extended run that lasts more than 3 weeks, which is exactly the amount of days that they held the titles, 21 days. But still, I'm sort of PO'd about that. We also got a 6-woman tag match on SmackDown. Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi versus the Unholy Union, Alba Fire, Isla Dawn, and the Blair Davenport. This match was actually a pretty decent 6-woman tag match. Went about 6 minutes. Went about 7 minutes, and it wasn't even that bad. Jade Cargill was pretty good in this match, which I know her matches since coming to WWE have either been hit or miss. She's either been somewhat good or just a hot mess, like at Backlash France. She was awkward in that match against the Kabuki Warriors, but she's had some good matches, and this was one of them. The Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi did win the match. At Bash at Berlin, though, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill will get their rematch for the tag titles against Alba and Iowa. I don't know who's going to win that match, but we will see what happens. The main event was Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens versus Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. Match went about 11 minutes or so. Was what it was. Wasn't anything too special, but the baby faces did get the win. At one point, though, we did sort of get a little bit nervous when Kevin Owens was holding the title, but he threw it to Cody Rhodes and continued shouting at Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. So, was it a good show? Yes. Was it great? I don't think so. I would give it a 6.5 out of 10 this week. So, and that's about it for today. Almost an hour and 30 minutes. Not bad. Would have liked it to be maybe a little bit shorter, maybe like an hour and 10 minutes, hour and 15 at the most. But it's okay. I like talking to you guys. I do appreciate you guys coming. And that's it. I will see you guys next week. I'm going to try to do a workout video this week, and it will get posted to this YouTube channel. I've also got a video planned for my second YouTube channel. If you guys want to take a look at that channel, I've got a video coming up for that channel as well. And I will see you guys later. And until next time, peace. Yeah. Okay, Danny.